Hello and welcome to the United Hearthstone League Week 3. We have a amazing match for you with Andrew is Living versus Jordan Lingo. I am Wicked Good. I am here with Steffi from Team Swagoy. How you doing, Steffi?
I'm doing fabulous. How are you doing?
I am fantastic. I am excited. I we were talking about these lists right before we went live, and I could not be happier to see some of the cards that we're going to be seeing. I don't even, half of me wants to tell everybody and half of me just wants to leave it a surprise. I don't
Yeah,
even know. Like,
yeah, I'm really excited, but I feel like we should kind of build it up. And so when the moments happen and they see the cards, they're just like,
yeah.
oh my goodness.
Let's just set the stage for a minute. I guess let's put the rules up and remind everyone this is week 3. Every player chooses 3 classes a week, and there are 3-week rotations. And since this is the 3rd week, the players are left with the 3 classes they have not played in the prior 2 weeks. So all of those classes are the ones that they have not chosen to take up to now. So that, in a more settled meta, that might be a problem. In this meta, that's not such a big deal. But both of these players have left Warrior and Priest for the end. And they've decided that they're just going to go all out. So what happened? So we know that I believe you and I casted Jordan 2 weeks ago, right?
Yes.
With the Mill Druid.
Mm-hmm.
So we know Jordan's kind of built up a reputation for being being someone who goes to the beat of his own drummer, and Andrew has wanted to do that for a really long time, and then somewhere in the middle of last season, he kind of realized that he needed to try hard a little bit and went back to playing meta decks. But now that he is playing against Jordan, he seems to have let that be the guide to let his meme flag fly.
Yeah, that's a good way of describing it.
Yeah. So I think we don't even. I don't even think we tell anyone what's going on. I think we can start talking about it as the games go on. I think we want to leave them in suspense.
I agree.
Before we do get to this, just a somber moment for a second. As you know, Toast the Badger was one of our players this season. We lost her last week. She passed away, and it's a great loss for the Hearthstone community. We have a number of amazing women in the community coming in to take her place, but we do want to start off every match this week with just a moment of silence in her honor. So we'll take that opportunity to do that right now. Okay, so that said, I think we are about ready to get into the game. And I have, Steffi, just so you know, I have Andrew on top and Jordan on the bottom. If you want to spectate in that order.
Yeah, I'm gonna mimic you.
Yeah. So we're just waiting for the players to get into game. But so the classes that we have, Andrew has a warrior, a priest, and a warlock, and Jordan has a warrior, a priest, and a shaman. So what would you? I mean, not that you can ever really predict what is going to happen, but how would you start this?
Well, just based on the glances of the decks that I've seen so far, if I was Jordan, I'd probably start off with the shaman, just because it seems like a good time.
Yeah.
And then if I was Andrew, I kind of like him starting off with the warrior. So let's see if we're right. What do you think?
Well, I'd be cheating because I'm already in game. So. But let's go right into it. And we have Jordan on the priest and Andrew in the warlock, and we already have a Chameleos in hand. And we have the Noble Garden BM meta just to add extra excitement.
Because why not?
Yeah, so Andrew looks like he's playing a typical warlock. I can assure you that is not the case.
Mm-hmm.
And this is again, from Jordan, looks like a Control Priest, but it's got some very interesting card choices as well.
Yeah, both players have some spicy things up their sleeve that I know we are going to be experiencing at some time.
Yeah. Starting off pretty straightforward, just drawing some cards for green speed. Andrew's just trying to tap and get some of these cards into hand. The Chameleos could be interesting for Jordan because he's kind of going to need all the help he can get in terms of getting information here. And looks like we're going to coin out a Twilight Drake, which doesn't really tell Jordan anything. I'm kind of waiting for the punchline at this point.
Definitely.
Yeah. So both players just trying to get as many cards as they can. Jordan dropping an Acolyte of Pain. Hellfire comes into the hand for Andrew.
It's a good pickup.
Yeah, that's going to clear off this board really, really nicely. Leave himself a 4-5 on the board. Bring Jordan down to 23. That Gluttonous Ooze comes up for his Chameleos, which I don't believe that's going. Well, I mean, this could be a Dragon Soul deck, but it's not. It's not that spicy.
Not quite there yet.
No. Just going to draw as many cards as he can. Will Jordan, and healing up a little bit, and it might be time for the Lackey. We see a Wormguard coming into hand for Andrew. So I do wonder if he's going to... No, he's just going to draw one more. Knowing that he has that Dark Pact in hand, going to wait one more turn to get the Possessed Lackey out and then just play the Ooze out, not expecting... I mean, he might be okay with holding it for Dragon Soul, but that's a fair assumption on his part. This Curious Glimmerroot's going to be tough, though.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what pops up because I just want to see Jordan's line of thought.
Football Librarian kind of gives it away.
Obvious.
Yeah, that's too easy, unfortunately.
Darn it, it still seems semi-normal.
Yeah.
Oh.
And there's Hemet Jungle Hunter
got
for Jordan.
Fun. I haven't seen Hemet in a while.
I haven't seen it since I tried to play Hemet Benedictus Highlander Priest, and that didn't go very well.
Oh yes, they'll serve me now.
So again, Andrew's just doing very standard Warlock stuff, with the exception of, I guess, well, no, because we've seen Drake in Warlock. That's not an uncommon card for this deck. Yeah. Right now in this meta it is, but...
Ysera is not exactly, and Golden Ysera. Oh, and there goes Hemet.
I love it. There's 3 cards left in Jordan's deck. Just want to make that known. There's 3.
Yeah. That was... Do we get to see what it... No, we don't get to see what it blew up, unfortunately. I would love to.
No. That would be nice to share with everybody.
Yeah, so this Void Lord is really going to loom large here, and then looks like another Wormguard that is active for Andrew with that Ysera in hand. Could be something he's thinking about, or he could just try to get that Lackey down. The other Lackey down, but he doesn't have a way to kill it off right away. Well, I guess he could with both Mortal Coils, but that seems a bit expensive.
That does seem like, an excessive use of resources.
And a 4/11 Taunt's a pretty good play, too.
Yeah. I like what he's doing here. He's just throwing everything down, smacking face. Your opponent's at 8.
Well, Shadow Reaper Anduin is not helpful right now.
Mm-mm. Yeah. As a priest player, you hate seeing these 4-attack minions.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a board where you really miss Pint-Sized Potion and Shadow Word Horror.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, not really any great way to get through this. I mean, he could use the Shadow Word Pain to get through this, choosing a Spirit Lash, that'll heal him for 8, and draw him another card off of the Acolyte.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he could... I almost would have liked to see him Shadow Word Pain before he did that, just to heal up a little bit more, but... 16 is still a decent life total against this deck that's not really super trying to kill you that quickly. And the Binding Heal on the Hemet and the Hero Power will heal him back up to 23, which should be okay. And he is getting to see that Ysera in hand, so he knows at least what one of the dragons is.
Exactly. Yeah, as the, Warlock is not known for doing burst damage, so just getting you up a little bit, you're not too scared. His board is pretty intimidating. But I mean, I'm just excited to see what this last card is.
Yeah, I mean, the Psychic Scream will help next turn, too.
Yes, definitely.
There's another Ormgar. That's just a really intimidating board that the Psychic Scream, I would imagine, is going to answer.
Yes, absolutely. This is the perfect time to kind of start dealing with these things.
Yeah. Especially because we're getting close to the Gul'dan turn. Getting that Void Lord back into the deck will be helpful. Oh, it looks like he's going to overdraw him, or at least draw him into fatigue. And there's a Golden Archbishop Benedictus. Because why not?
Beautiful.
Okay, so he is actually going to kill off the Void Lord in order to shuffle the Void Walkers back into the deck. That's a solid plan right there, though. Also giving him the Hemet of his own. Not sure if that's something that Andrew actually would want or not.
I mean, we know that he has Gul'dan in hand, so I feel like we're kind of like a little biased. Like, we know he's gonna get something back off of that. But I don't hate that play of kind of just shuffling in minions.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
not as good into in, but he's now gonna get them as well. So it's kind of like,
yeah. There we go. And for those of you who have never seen the Archbishop Benedictus animation, there you go.
I can't imagine why you haven't seen it.
I mean, it's a core card in the meta. So
exactly.
The one thing here is that I mean, he did leave himself open to a lethal from Lucera Awakens, but that was not the card that went into hand. But this is going to bring him down to 4, and he's going to need to heal up pretty quickly.
Yeah, by a lot too, because there's that Lucera Awakens you were just talking about.
Yeah.
Nice and golden in Andrew's hand.
Yeah, and I mean, this Anduin will heal him for 5, but that's not really going to be enough. This is not... I mean, he could... If he Mind Visions... There's nothing in Andrew's hand that's gonna get him out of this.
No, there's no healing in the hand. I mean, if he heals beforehand, it's still only 11, and that's just not quite enough.
I mean, I guess the one thing that he could do is if he Mind Visions into the Void Lord and then drops the Void Lord, that would keep him alive for a turn, I guess.
Because he has the Ysera. Oh yeah, he doesn't know he has.
He doesn't know he has the Ysera Awakens, but at least in terms of getting himself out of this turn. But yeah, that's pretty much. I mean, the Anduin may do the same thing.
Exactly.
Clean on the Voodoo Doll and heal. Will get him to 6, which is still dead on board, unfortunately. Yep, and that's going to be... That'll be it just on board, even without the Ysera Awakens. So that's going to be a much quicker game 1 than I would have expected, given these two decks.
Same.
Yeah.
I was expecting this one to go a little bit longer. I think it's just because Habit was played pretty early.
Yeah.
So kind of spent things along.
I mean, you gotta showboat a little bit too.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not complaining.
Oh no, I mean I'm always one for a good Hemet play. That's that always makes me happy. So we'll just go. We'll take a second to remind you that United Hearthstone League is brought to you by Patreon, and you can find that at patreon.com/UnitedHSLeague. Right now, everything that is being brought to you is supported by the patrons, and it really helps kind of do some of the things that we tried to do to step up the league this year, including getting casting for as many matches as possible, getting all the graphics that you see, all of the various giveaways for pick'ems and stuff like that, and that it helps help us keep to do with it. So if you can go to patreon.com/UnitedHSLeague, like Zoroshio has, who is our top patron right now, then you can also make sure to ensure the future of the league and be a part of this thing that's been really a great thing for the community.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay. So that Warlock is gone for Andrew, so he still has the Priest and the Warrior against Jordan's 3 decks. I would expect Jordan's probably going to take something different, because that's kind of been his strategy the last couple of weeks, is that he's going to try a different deck just to get them all on stream. So
Yeah.
knowing that, what do you think? I mean, you know, as much as you can from these lineups.
I know, it's really challenging.
Yeah.
I want to see the shaman, so I'm just going to say shaman again because I want to see the shaman.
Oh, the shaman is Jordan. So
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I thought you said what was Jordan bringing.
yeah,
For Andrew?
I think he will probably bring the shaman. What do you think about the warrior or the priest for Andrew?
I think I want to see this warrior in action.
Yeah.
This looks fun.
They all look fun. I mean,
They do.
I tried the priest out, but the rest of them they look pretty
Spicy.
wild. Yeah, this
Very
is
spicy.
I'm glad that we're getting a show. I mean, at least
Yes.
if you know you're both going to be memeing, then let's do it, right? Like let's just go all in.
Do it the right way, man.
Okay, so we are underway with match number 2, and we do get the shaman and the warrior. So
Yes! Dreams do come true!
and we have a witch's apprentice and a spiteful summoner in the opening hand for Jordan, and then you see a bunch of beefy taunt minions in the hand for Andrew.
I love seeing the spiteful summoner and the witch's apprentice just like together. Things I wouldn't normally put together, and I'm like, well, here they are.
It's like, oh, you're a little too spiteful this time, I guess.
Exactly.
So there's Baku the Moon Eater. So we have an odd shaman, and there is the spell, presumably, that the spiteful summoner is going to be summoning off of, which is the Spellstone. So
That's incredible.
Because why not?
sure.
Oh.
I mean, this is a card that I desperately have wanted to work for so long, and I've tried so many awful decks with this card that it's. I mean, unless I've gotten it off of Hagatha, I haven't gotten it to work. So putting it in on purpose is a bold move.
It's even more exciting, to say the least, yes.
Yeah.
It's very bold.
Yeah, so not really much for Jordan to do, just toteming. And Andrew's just content to just armor up and get that armor total in, and he looks like he's going to drop a Rabid Worgen and take out one of these taunts.
Yeah, that seems like a pretty solid play.
Yeah.
Oh, we got the Murmuring Elemental.
Yeah, this Fire Plume Phoenix can do 2 damage to either to face or to the Rabid Worgen. Looks like he's going to target that Rabid Worgen and just get that down. He does have a bit of an interesting curve because he wants to drop the Fire Elemental on 6 in order to activate that Blaze Caller, but he also wants to drop the Spiteful Summoner before he draws the other Spellstone. So
Correct.
I'm not sure how he's going to play this, but Darius Crowley is going to get buffed right now by taking out the 0/1.
5 mana 6/6.
Yeah, it seems good.
Seems pretty decent, man.
It's almost as good as a 4 mana 7/7.
Almost.
So this Dark Creeper will come down and block Crowley, but it's also going to pump up Crowley again.
Yeah, because he gets that kill.
Yeah, so looks like Crowley's obviously going to trade in, and the Cobalt Scalebeam coming into the hand for Andrew could make this a very scary board, and it does come down.
Yeah, this is a very intimidating board. This is a lot of damage.
Yeah.
By turn 5.
Yeah, and the Spiteful Summoner is going to come down, and Crowley's going to be able to answer anything other than a Tarantus straight up. Or maybe, I guess he wouldn't kill off an Ultrasaur. Oh, it's not even going to be any of those, 'cause it's a 7-drop, so...
Oh.
Oh,
and it's a 4/4/7
so
drop.
that would be a
Feels
Stone
sad.
Sentinel, for those of you who've literally never seen that card, and I don't blame you.
In case you're confused as to what this is.
So, that's a lot of attack on the board for Andrew, and that Spellstone did not do what Jordan wanted it to do.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't think he's going face here.
I don't at all, especially because, you know, I mean, he doesn't really have a good turn. I don't think he necessarily wants to cube these guys, but he has a taunt coming up to kind of like start protecting. Yeah, I felt like, you know, he did decide to cube. Okay, I like that target. That is very threatening. Oh,
yeah, cubing the Cobalt Scalebane is a baller move, I will say. And still no overload cards for Jordan. So that Snow Fury Giant still costs 11. Obviously, that's the target that he's trying to hit with the Spellstone. But Andrew does have a Brawl if he wants it, but it looks like he's just going to drop a Tar Lord and just leave this cube as a threat to ward off any potential AoE. Couple of elementals that Jordan can activate. He can get another one with Servant of Kalamos, which he's not immediately at a huge threat right now, now that those two huge minions are off the board, or he could choose to Blaze Call or something.
Yeah, he has a couple little choices here. It looks like he's just going to go with the Servant to kind of get more resources in hand.
Yeah, these are not fantastic. Though I guess the Hot Spring Guardian is at least heal and it's taunt, so that'll do for now.
Yeah, it's playable that turn.
Yeah.
What do we have there? The Dragon Hatcher.
Yeah, Dragon Hatcher, because, you know, we got dragons, so we may as well hatch.
Why not? Exactly. That's what it's meant for.
Yeah. It's just like a whole Pokemon nursery that we're going to have going on here.
I like it. I guess if you're Andrew, you just play your other big 7-drop and...
Yeah. I mean... Oh, or he's going to Brawl to hope to kill off that cube and then get those two dragons buffing each other. So Servant of Kalamos lives, but those dragons are both going to be 8/5s at the end of this. That's a pretty good play.
Again, that's pretty intimidating. It's a beefy board.
Yeah, and
But she doesn't have a...
Well, the Blaze Caller can answer one of these at least, and
Yes.
I guess maybe you start unstable evolutioning after that, or you put up a totem and try to get a taunt in the way.
Like you totally high road the taunt, right? Every time? No.
No.
Not this time.
See,
So I think we just swing face here.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like he's gonna try to take that damage or that health off of that, so at least he can deal with it next turn. He does have a Hagatha in hand, so at least that sets up the Hagatha clear next turn. And the Blaze Caller will probably help clear off the rest of this.
Yes, definitely. He still has his removal, which is good.
Yeah.
So even though Andrew's playing these kind of intimidating minions, there's still some removal on Jordan's end to hopefully.
Yeah, so this Worm Guard is gonna block a lot of that plan.
Yes. That's 8 to the face.
Yeah. Oh, and that's a 7/11 Worm Guard too. So
That is intimidating.
yeah. I mean, you can... The Spellstone still only copies one minion. You do have the option to trading Blaze Caller and then he'll face the Hot Spring Guardian. Oh, that's a great play, actually. I didn't spot that at all.
See? Steal 3. Why not?
Deal 6, yeah. I mean that.
Yeah, oh yeah, excuse me. Yeah, deal the 6.
Yeah, those are some pro shaman plays right there. So Andrew picks up a Nose Dormu because of course he did.
I didn't see this in the deck list at first, and I'm just like, yeah, that's what we're doing now. I support it.
Yeah.
Pressure on.
So I kind of like the O-Card here, just to build up another big board to answer this now that you have a clear board.
I agree. Now that you saw the main, or what you can assume is one of the main board clears.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how many...
How I feel safe to play this Master of Cart.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing that he could do is he could drop down this Dragon Hatcher, but I think O-Card's going to pull a Dragon Hatcher. But just content to drop the Baku, because it's always going to be awkward. May as well just get it down now.
Oh, the awkward.
Oh, that's...
Oh.
All
Not
right.
really helpful.
Yeah, so Jordan choosing to get this Blaze Caller down now, take some of this health off of the Baku, hopefully be able to grumble it and then replay it next turn since the Elemental will be active again. So
Andrew just has so many stocky minions in his hand.
yeah, he's just got like 9 drops for days.
He really does. Like that's all I'm seeing. I do really like to see the Master of Card play. I hope that happens soon.
Yeah.
I want to see what else is going to be popping out of that deck.
Yeah.
I dream.
Oh, Ysera is a reasonable choice too.
Yes, no one likes to see her.
I mean, none of these are really bad at this point. Lich King could help.
She's not the worst.
Yeah.
Some nice resources.
Yeah, I mean, Yeah, so you could drop the Lich King and then trade the Blaze Caller into the Ysera and start evolving it a couple times. That's an option.
That is an option. Get a 9-drop potentially.
Yeah.
You know, I think maybe the 8-drop value is better. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, he can. Oh, that's helpful too.
Ooh. You can afford to take 7 to the dome.
Yeah.
Kind of like clearing that in the go face.
He's got that just in Hagatha armor.
Exactly.
You know. And
With 7 damage.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, right? Oh, just
exactly.
Never mind. Face is the place. Okay.
Just left it up. Hey, that happened. Nothing. Sure. I guess he'll have to clear off the Lich King with that.
Yep. And
so Countess felt safe.
And Countess Ashmore comes into the hand for Andrew now. So.
Ooh.
I mean, he doesn't really have room in his hand to do that right now, though. That's the thing. Like, he's only playing one big thing a turn at this point.
Yeah, counting what he has left, if he played her, he would have exactly 10 cards if he pulled all 3.
And then he's also got Ysera cards coming, too. Oh, and we're cubing the Ysera, because that's the kind of game that we're having.
Look.
If you're going to go, you go big, right?
Exactly. Oh my goodness! I mean, again, Ysera's a high value card. I don't blame that play.
No, it's a perfectly reasonable thing to do. It's as much as anything is reasonable in this game.
Exactly. Whatever we could reason, it makes sense.
Okay, so Death Coil on the 7/6 and Fire Plume Phoenix to finish it off.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That Volcano is timely, though. Worth mentioning that 2 Yseras will outlive a Volcano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Ice Fishing just to make room in the hand.
Thank you.
Just checking. Maybe I have some Murlocs in there. Yes, I like this. Face is the place.
Yeah. I mean, that there's no point in trading into that cube. That only does bad things to you, so you may as well just go face. So, Andrew finally gets a card that costs less than 7 in a Shield Slam.
Wait, he runs cards less than?
I know. So, he's still got this cube. He could easily trade this cube into the Blaze Caller, but then he needs to have other things to do after that. And he does need to get some room out of his hand because, you know, double Ysera is gonna get out of hand very quickly if he doesn't get cards that he can dump all at once, too.
Yeah, that's true, because Ysera's not an easy minion to kill.
Yeah.
So you know she's going to be remaining on the board for a good amount of time. We're just good. But you know what? Let's just draw more resources.
Yep. So we get a Marsh... Oh, no, we get a Muck Hunter and a Direhorn Hatchling.
Aw, Direhorn.
Oh, wow. So so he uses the Marsh Hunter to summon the poisonous minion to kill off the cube to summon 2 Yseras.
That is cool.
The once an old woman who swallowed a fly.
Exactly.
So this Calamos, what does this Calamos even do at this point? I mean, 3 damage to the board is not going to be enough. He could just go face with it too. That's a possibility.
He could. I'm curious to see what he decides. I could see him dealing damage to start chipping off at the board. Maybe clear off the 6/6 with his 3. You know, with his little...
Yeah.
No, he's just like, you know what?
Let's go. Let's go. Oh, my goodness. The Bloodlust into hand from the Calamos after going face. And we have a Rockbiter weapon. Doesn't have enough mana to do all that this turn, but he certainly could put a lot of dents in Andrew's face right now with what he already has. I like it. I'd say put him on the defensive.
Yes, he's ready to go.
Yeah. Face is the place. And Andrew's all of a sudden, with this huge board, is down to 10. And he may need to trade. Shield Block will help. That'll get him up to 15. And that Shield Slam is going to help out a lot, especially with a Hero Power. We'll take out the Calamos, I would imagine.
Yeah, those were...
Oh, he's actually got 2 Shield Slams in hand.
That was pretty good for him.
Yeah, those Shield Slams are right on time.
Definitely.
And then what's that 0 cost card that he has? Oh, that's a Dream that he has in hand from the Ysera.
Yes.
That's right. There's two Yseras on board. How could I forget?
Well, I have 1 when you can have 2.
Yeah. And that's a lot of damage coming back the other way, and now Jordan's down to 14. And he's gonna need a whole Hawaii full of volcanoes to clear this board.
I feel so bad that, like, he is not drawing any overload.
No. And not only is he not drawing any overload, he's not getting any off of Hagatha either.
No. Like, I don't even, now that I'm looking at his deck, like, is he running overload? He's running Earth, or, oh wait, maybe I shouldn't say. I feel like at this point it might have been okay to say.
Yeah.
But I see an Earth Elemental. And...
yeah.
I think that's it.
Yeah, that was just the perfect top deck for Andrew.
Yeah.
And those shield slams were just exactly what he needed right there.
Unfortunately, so he was able to deal.
Yeah. So, wow, this is exactly what I expected, actually.
This is everything I wanted. No,
this is definitely everything I. This is what I expected to see out of this match. So I am not disappointed. We'll take a second just to remind you there are other matches coming up this week. The next match that we have for you tomorrow night will be Nate Wolf from It's the Wild versus Lore Master Eve from Felon's Chosen. That is at 11 p.m. Eastern. That will be casted by Brasky and Cinder. And then on Saturday, we will have Rod Johnston versus Feria, who is going to be representing Team Toast, and that is at 3 p.m. Eastern. And there also should be one or two more matches coming up throughout the week that have yet to be scheduled, so keep your eye on UnitedHearthstoneLeague.com for that. So we are down to the Priest for Andrew. I would expect we're probably going to see the one that we have not seen yet for Jordan. So
and that's his warrior deck.
His warrior deck, which so I mean we can't really talk about how those are gonna match up, but I think it doesn't really matter. I think
we're gonna experience it together as it goes along.
we're all just going to enjoy this together and just marvel on it. So
exactly, very well said.
Yeah. So. All right. So we do have the warrior versus the priest, and those are a lot of big boys in the hand for Jordan, and that is Awaken the Makers in the hand for Andrew.
In case you were wondering, yes.
Because why wouldn't we have Quest Priest, right? So in fairness, I actually sent this to Andrew kind of as a joke earlier in the week, and he took me up on it. So yeah, but this is astonishing. This is something. So there's a Deathwing for Jordan, and he's just gonna pass. And this is not an odd warrior, by the way. So I mean, from the looks of it, we're looking. I mean, Recruit Warrior is actually kind of a meta deck now, so it's not even all that weird by Jordan standards, I would say. But so
no, I agree. Yeah, we've been seeing that. I've seen some pro players been playing some kind of variants of the Recruit Warrior, so I'm excited to see how he built it and the way that he's going about this fun match.
Yeah, I mean Fibonacci's taking it to HCT, so it's not that far out, but Andrew's making sure to heal face, and we'll see if he makes sure to complete the play with the emote, but it looks like he's misplayed there. It's a small misplay, but you know.
Yeah. It's minor. We'll let it slide this time.
Yeah, it must be nerves from being on stream, that's all, you know. You gotta work on the technical play.
Exactly. We'll let them know afterwards. Alright, so we drew the shield block just to add more resources to the hand. Always a nice time.
Yep. And there's a Rotten Applebound coming into hand for Andrew, which will get played immediately.
Yeah, so nice 5-drop curve.
Yeah. And Andrew's already halfway to the quest. Very quickly.
Yeah, he really is.
Yeah, this Blood Razor looks like...
cards in hand, too.
Yeah. This Blood Razor will draw one more for Andrew and give him a Mind Control.
Mm-hmm. Oh, spicy.
That executes real nice because that means that Andrew's not going to heal off that apple bomb either. So and then lets him clear off the bladed beetle as well. So full clear for Jordan with that play. So very nice.
Definitely.
And Alex Straza into the hand for Andrew because if there's anything we need in this match, it's more dragons.
I agree.
Yeah, and this Bone Drake just looks too
Here,
good to
just
pass
putting
up.
Bone Drake.
Yeah. Dead Man's Hand into the hand for Jordan, which looks pretty fortuitous because he's got a lot of things that he wants to recruit out of this hand right now. Thinking about playing that spiked shield to armor up and then get the 5/2 weapon. Yeah, no need to attack with the Blood Racer. Just use the 5 attack to clear off this Blood Drake, or Bone Drake rather.
Yeah, I agree with that. Just to make sure you get the hit in, to make sure you get that clear.
Yep, and Marsh Drake comes into hand with a Spirit Lash. 2
Whoa.
Spirit Lashes in hand. That's pretty nice.
That's clever.
Yeah.
I feel like Andrew definitely likes the Marsh Drake. This isn't the first deck we're seeing it in for him.
Well, that was just a lucky accident because that came off the Bone Drake.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're right. Never mind. He actually didn't choose to put this in.
Yeah, but so we may have to take a break for a second because it looks like Andrew's computer just crashed. So we will we'll just kind of go back and give them a minute to reset. So I mean, I guess we could talk about this now while we're waiting. So we have a waiting for player to reconnect. Okay, good. That's good on Team 5 for putting that in, thankfully. So we don't have to start this one over because that would just ruin all the fun, but
yeah.
So obviously we have Quest Priests and all kinds of shenanigans with dragons, then we have Recruit Warrior. So I mean, as much as you can with this matchup, I mean, I don't even really... I mean, I played a couple of games with this Quest Priests. It's pretty interesting how it works. I don't know if I want to spoil everything that's in there, but it's got a few techs that... I've been someone who's been really down on Quest Priest in the past, and this has enough juice that I think it really could be viable. Someone actually got to Legend with a variant of this list, I believe.
Ooh, spicy. Very nice.
Yeah.
See, I can't say I've ever played any Quest Priest, in my life.
Yeah.
But I think this deck looks like a lot of fun. Just like the glimpse that I'm seeing actually in play and being able to visualize it and seeing the cards that are teched in and put in kind of the fun surprises. Yeah. It definitely seems like a good time. You could do some clever things with this deck.
Yeah, and it's definitely built around getting 40 life and its haunts in a way that is... I mean, we could be here for a while, but it's... I mean, I've played a lot of Priest. I've played a lot of janky Priest decks, and I've not even played very much Quest Priest, because it just... Normally, what happens is you get the reward off, and it just doesn't do much, because you either don't need the 40 life, because you've already won, or it's not enough at that point late in the game. But I think this deck works in such a way that it's reasonable. And looks like we are back into the match. Happy indeed. Okay.
Love
so
it.
we are back into the game. Thank you belatedly, Ben Brode, for putting that in for us. So,
yes.
so
before you decided to leave, thank you for helping Hearthstone.
Yes. So this Spellstone seems pretty reasonable.
Pretty. Yeah, he's got the full value on him. Oh, yeah, I guess he has not to.
Choosing just to armor up and pass, so...
Maybe he was thinking of Anduin, because Andrew is going into turn 8.
Yeah, or Psychic Scream is a possibility, too.
That's also another one.
So we got another Rotten Applebound bringing the quest up to 5, and Andrew will heal up to full.
Constantly having full health.
Yeah, so now Jordan has options now that he's at 8 mana. He could throw out this this Death Knight, that's not really going to do much. He could Grom, but that's also not going to get through it. Or he can put the Spellstone up.
I wonder.
This is a tough turn. Yeah, there's I feel like there's no clear answer. Like, I don't hate playing the Death Knight here, because getting that hero power that will eventually help him deal with this 4/5 with the weapon.
Yeah.
But again, this is really tough. Like, I don't think there's any right way to do this one. I'm assuming maybe he's going to execute, or, okay, he just smacks. That's good.
Yeah, he could have used the Warpath to clear that off too, but I don't hate waiting on that either.
Same.
And I do like holding off on the Death Knight just because this feels like a matchup where you're going to need the armor.
Right, I agree.
Yeah. So, Andrew now at 9 mana has that Alexstrasza if he wants to. That seems like a pretty solid play from our perspective. That card that just came into a hand is Zola the Gorgon, because, why not? I mean, that actually will help him get closer to completing his quest, too. So it's a matter of what his priority is right now.
This is true. Yeah, he only needs to summon 2 more Death Rattle minions.
Yeah, and he's got one in hand. He also has this Marsh Drake that he could just drop if he wants to, but that doesn't seem like he really needs to go there right now. Looks like he's gonna heal up the Apple Bomb and just pass. Okay, that's fair.
Slow and steady.
Sudden Genesis.
Ooh, that's so pretty gold.
It actually is really pretty gold. I think we need to enjoy that for a second. So, Sudden Genesis summons copies of your damaged minion. So, with all of these Whirlwind effects, that seems like something that could get a lot of value. And with the Grom in hand, that actually could, if a Grom can stick, that can get out of hand very quickly. And that also could get a lot of value with the Woe Cleaver that one can only assume is still in the deck somewhere.
Right. Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
So clever.
So
this clever little card.
Yeah, so this Warpath is just going to clear off that taunt and pass it away, and that is a Crystalline Oracle. So Andrew can finish up his quest right now if he wants to by playing a Crystalline Oracle, Zola, and playing another one.
Yeah. I also don't hate just Alex in here.
Yeah. I mean, Alex on an empty board is pretty good. Wow, this is an interesting turn here. I mean, it depends on what Andrew decides his priority is, because the Alex will do 7 damage and present a threat that presumably Jordan can answer, but getting the quest done, or he can just pass, and that's another option too. So
that's true. I guess, yeah, as the priest player here, like, you can handle slow and steady.
Yeah.
Your goal isn't to win quickly.
Yeah. But this Grom is gonna accelerate things a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a smidge.
Yeah, so that's going to clear out the Crystalline Oracle, which will give Andrew a Gather Your Party, which it seems like that might be something that Andrew wants.
Nice recruit.
Shadow Visions into the hand for Andrew, and he is at 10 cards, and this Mind Control
Cool.
is going to be an unpleasant surprise for Jordan.
Yeah, you don't like seeing that.
That's one of the best Mind Controls you can get.
You want to be on the other side of that. You want to be delivering.
Yeah, and the Execute at least will answer that right away, and then a Lich King down for Jordan gives him another threat to present back in the other direction. So luckily,
yeah, that Lich King was a good top deck.
Yeah, and Frostborn is a very good result off of the Lich King.
Definitely.
So Andrew, that is a Psychic Scream that just came into hand, and yeah, this Anduin is going to answer this Lich King pretty cleanly. And that's going to put Jordan on a pretty quick clock that he needs to answer. Another dead man's hand.
Ooh. That is a lot of dead man's hand.
Yeah, and he's thinking about it. He's doing it right now. That does get a Deathwing, and really just the Deathwing as far as minions are concerned back into his deck. But it does put a lot of answers back into his deck as well. And that lets him equip that Death Knight that Death Knight weapon a second time. Archbishop Benedictus.
I was about to say, can we acknowledge that? We have another Archbishop Benedict.
Yeah, so, I mean, I guess really the game plan with this deck is that you're completing the quest, you're healing up to 40, potentially using Zola to heal up to 40 again, and then Benedictus to run your opponent out of cards, which is tough with against a deck that is running double copies of Dead Man's Hand.
Yeah. Just a little bit.
So anyway, go get yourself a drink. We may be here a while.
Yes. I don't know how quickly the fatigue game is going to work.
It's really just going to be a matter of if Andrew can string together enough small spells to make this Anduin hero power add up. But the Bone Drake is going to finish off the quest if Andrew wants it. But he's going to have to play something else because that's going to put something back in his hand.
It will.
Then again, when you're playing Archbishop Benedictus, you may not super care about the cards that are left in your deck. So.
Ready?
Oh,
I like this a lot, actually.
me too.
Yeah. Get a 5/3 on the board, heal up for 2, and then do 4 face damage with the hero power. And there's the other Greater Mithril Spellstone. Oh, when he shuffled that in, that was actually already upgraded.
Ooh, so he automatically gets it upgraded.
I did not know Dead Man's Hand worked that way, because I've never seen those two cards play in the same deck before.
That's good to know. I guess that makes sense because it's just the text of the card, but nice. Very nice.
Yeah, so using the 5 armor from the Death Knight to power the Shield Slam to take out this Marsh Drake. It's a good play to keep this game going. It's obviously not what he wanted to do with the Frostmourne on board, but desperate times call for desperate measures.
Yeah, I agree. I kind of liked him swinging face there too.
Yeah.
Just to really start putting that pressure on, because right now his opponent's just kind of like, I'm just gonna keep pinging you down until you die.
Yeah. And as far as he knows, Andrew still is not close to his quest yet. So.
That's true. It's like a little hidden secret.
Yeah, I mean, we can see the Bone Drake in hand, but Jordan can't see that. There's one of the golems that got Psychic Screamed. And these 3 5/5 golems are going to build a board, but those don't have taunts.
Right. Let's see, is that not?
I wonder if he's thinking about Deathwing.
What now?
Warpath also does clean this up pretty well.
Just doesn't put anything on board to put the
Yeah.
pressure. Yeah, this is tough. Because he's trying to think about not dying, but still putting some type of pressure on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not
I kind of like this. Make him have it. Just make him have the answer.
He's gonna Warpath. What does the Warpath do though? Because Warpath isn't gonna clear out. I think he's gonna have to either swing at the dragon or swing face, one or the other. Looks like he's gonna swing at the dragon. He's gonna tell Andrew that he needs 2 cost spells, which Andrew does happen to have, and that's unfortunately going to be it before we get to see Archbishop Benedictus a second time.
Oh. Man, that was fun.
Yeah, I mean, we're not even safe. We're not safe now. How can we end the game if we're not safe?
Exactly. Man.
That is a 3-0 sweep with the shenanigan mirror.
Fun decks. The fun decks.
That was so. I mean, when I saw this deck list, I figured we were in for a show, and that absolutely did not disappoint.
Not at all. I was literally entertained all 3 games.
Yeah, that was. There are some matches where you're going to do analysis, and there are some matches where you're just going to just sit back and enjoy the ride.
It was one of those times.
All right, so we're going to try to get the players into a call, so I will switch this away from the cams, and
You can hear their thoughts.
Yep, and hopefully that will work. And let me just go into Discord and bring them in. So I'm going to hang up on you, and then I will bring you back.
Sounds good.
Okay. And there we go. Okay.
Hello.
Hey.
Well, I was entertained.
Yes.
Yes! That was the goal.
At least somebody was.
Success.
That I'm speechless, honestly. And you'll watch back, and we're basically just sitting here laughing the whole time because it's
Yes. That's
was
really
the
what
goal.
happened. I was like, oh yeah, we're playing that card now? I'm like, very cool.
Yeah.
Jordan and I talked right before, and we said our goal was to make the WoW emote a normal thing, and to make it something that you would use in real life.
Though, Andrew, I do have to criticize one of your plays because you did in the third game heal Jordan's face, and you did not throw out the blessings to you. So you really need to work.
Dang
on that
it!
play.
Oh, I knew I messed something up. That's right.
So you're saying I won one of the games, right?
Not a moral victory.
By
That's what-
default.
Basically.
Oh man.
So Andrew, talk about this menagerie that you inflicted on Jordan and where you came up with. I mean, I know one of them, but where did you find these decks, or did
This
you build
inspiration.
these, build these yourself?
Well, honestly, the inspiration originally came from Jordan himself because I realized that going into this week, I was like, Jordan has been even more unpredictable than Versika in some ways, which I thought was impossible. And so I said, man, if we're going to have a match of the ages, I need to at least try to come up with something that's on his level. So when I was looking at the three classes I had left, Warrior, Priest, and Warlock, I thought, well, Warrior and Priest do dragons, and I have a friend named Sean Smoker who does dragons also. Sorry, and so I thought, what if I reached out to Sean and we did an all dragon lineup? And so big shout out to Sean. He was a huge help in preparing for this. And that Warlock list was pretty much his verbatim. I swapped out. I don't have Lord Godfrey, so I swapped that out for a second Mortal Coil. But he has done some work with that one. And then the other two. So we tried a Dragon Rush deck at first, and it just never felt right. I gotta say that this is one of the most homebrewiest decks I've ever come up with. And I really like it. I've won a few games on ladder, but I don't know that it's the most efficient deck for that format. But it's a heck of a lot of fun to play. And I told Jordan right after the match, he didn't even get to see Nozdormu, which is half the fun. So,
in fairness, you didn't get to see a Gunspire either, which is what the other thing that I was hoping was going to come out.
That's true.
So.
That is true.
yeah,
That's valid.
true.
Is that
And
what
then-
did you have that in that deck? The
No,
Gunspire?
I didn't. So
okay, you're
the
talking
dream was Master Oakheart into Dragon Hatcher into Nozdormu, but that didn't
Oh
happen.
man.
But unfortunately. And then the priest list, actually, Steve, I think you brought to my attention that
As a
Ahirun-
joke, yeah.
And then I said, let's make this joke a reality, man.
I mean, I said you all kinds of horrible
Yes, you
ideas for
do.
decks. That you thankfully at least you didn't listen to me on the odd Quest Warlock that I was trying in casual the other day.
No. That's
done that in
never going to
Wild.
be a thing.
I've done that in Wild, and it is not as good as regular Quest Warlock in Wild. Let me tell you.
But yeah, so that was the rundown. I can guarantee you all three of these decks are very fun to play if you're looking for something to shake things up.
Yeah,
I
they
think
seem
you-
fun.
Yeah,
That-
you absolutely
that first
post those
match.
lists.
Oh,
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Go ahead, George. So yeah, talk about your decks because I mean, just because you didn't win the matches, you still won in our hearts. So
oh, thanks. If I can get one spectator to smile at least once, then I've done a good job. So yeah, I totally wanted the Hemet Archbishop to work. I did manage to draw Hemet. I was very happy about that. But Andrew, I had Chameleos in my hand from the start, and I saw Ysera, and I was like, "Oh, this is not going to go well."
Oh no.
And-
we were commenting on that too because that was the one thing that I don't think Andrew quite predicted is that you're gonna have Chameleos giving you information.
I did not. Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know if it was necessarily a good thing or not for you to know what was coming though.
Yeah, I'm beginning to have less and less faith in Chameleos, but No, it's good. It's interesting to be able to see what's gonna kill you. And then, so that shaman was both the priest and the shaman were a homebrew. I really wanted to make spiteful elemental overload shaman work. And it actually was doing okay. I didn't get to play Grumble into the flame elemental thing to burst you for a whole lot. That's what I was planning on doing.
Yeah, that hurts.
But you just had too much pressure in all three of the games. The Recruit Warrior, I had that list, like 2 weeks ago. I remember it was based off of Jackie Chan's list.
Yeah.
And I tried that out when it first came out, like the first couple of days. But then I deleted it because it wasn't doing so well. But then I put back together something from memory. So that's what we had there. But I didn't see any Gather Your Parties or Woe Cleaver or even, what is the Forge of Souls? So I was just kind of dead on arrival there.
You did actually give a Gather Your Party to Andrew at one point, but I don't think he wanted
He had it. That's why you didn't have it.
The Crystalline Oracle gave me a Gathering Party. I was like, I don't think I'm going to get anything good off this, but I'll hold on to it just in case. Yeah.
I mean, if the game had gone longer, you eventually would have Benedictus, and you probably would have tried to get something out there, but,
that was definitely an interesting play, because when I was Psychic Screaming the 3 Mithril Golems, I was like, well, I guess I'm not playing Benedictus from here on out now, but it's worth it to play this board.
Yeah, it's also one thing that we noticed as we were going through, as the game was going on, is that we didn't know that if you upgrade a Spellstone and you Dead Man's Hand, it apparently comes back upgraded.
Yeah.
Oh,
I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
I was like, the dream is to have left in my hand 2 Dead Man's Hand, a completely upgraded Spellstone, something to draw cards and gain armor. But I didn't get to that point.
Stephanie,
those were good games. I'm glad that Andrew exceeded me on my deck levels. So
I still have much to learn from you, my friend. But it was a worthy fight.
I've also learned that I should probably start bringing real decks if I want to win. So you might start to see a little bit of normalcy come back into my lineups.
I think Andrew could tell you about this point last season where he and I had a bit of a conversation about that same sort of thing. So it is.
Well, hopefully everyone could see the dream was there, but it just was not.
Well, I mean, we are going to have balance changes in a couple weeks, so it could be that you're gonna go through that, and then you're gonna be able to start brewing stuff again because nobody's gonna know what to play. So
that is true.
Yeah.
And I also saw Regis Killivan has been tinkering with Mildruid as well, so I was happy to see that.
The dream lives on. Steph, anything you wanted to ask them before we let them go?
Not so much ask, just praise the funness that you let all of us experience this evening. Because I really didn't know going into it. I was looking at these decks and I was like, I'm like, oh, this is what we're doing. And it was just so much fun to kind of watch and see you guys maneuver your decks and how you utilized your resources and things. So you guys had a lot of stacked minions in your deck and had different ways of going about it. So it's just really enjoyable to watch. You both did a really good job.
The cube on Ysera killed me. Oh
I know, I was like, yes.
As soon as I saw that, I was like, come on, Hex, come on, Hex.
Yeah, that was just dirty. I mean, that was rude, is what it was.
It
really was.
Everybody hates one Ysera, and you feel like you need to deal with it. So he's like, deal with 2.
And I will thank you for being respectful of our time and not Zola-ing Amara over the course of that match.
Yep. Yeah, I was just waiting to Zola Amara after she was out. That's the truly rude play.
No one needs to be Brian Kibler at this event.
All right. Well, hopefully you both will post the decks on Twitter after the match, and we'll share those out. And, congratulations to both of you for putting on a hell of a show. This is a great match to be able to cast.
Definitely.
Glad to be a part of it.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks a lot. So for Andrew and Jordan and Steffi, I'm Wicked Good. Thank you all for coming out. Steffi, you have any last words for the viewers before we let them go?
Thanks for having a lot of fun with us, because I know all of you who are watching this are having just a good time. I feel like everybody gets bored of just watching Q Block and even Paladin and just the standard things. So this was very, very enjoyable to be a part of.
This was a blast. So, again, make sure to come back 11 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Is the next match, which is Nate Wolf versus Lore Master Eve, and then Saturday afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern, we have Rod Johnson versus Team Toast. So thanks everybody for watching. Have a great night, and be good to each other.